Hey guys, welcome back to Mominatrix Mondays. I know I'm late. I'm doing the best that I can. It's been a very rough week. I was given a question to answer. I'm an alpha sub. I've never tried to switch until I got with my current boyfriend, but he doesn't know I'm domming him, only that he loves it. Last night he spanked me for 10 minutes and then rolled over and asked me to spank him. So I did, and once again, he loves it. He made a joke that I was his daddy and then asked if that was a real thing, and I said, of course, I can be your dom mommy, to which we both sat silently afterwards. How do I bring up the idea of switching? He's never dommed anyone else, and he's been educating himself on being my daddy, but he's never been a sub before either, and I don't think he realizes he is very submissive. I'm very good at domming him, I enjoy it, and I don't want to scare him before he realizes that's what he wants. So how do I even approach it? Great question. There are specifics to their situation that I cannot address on a video. Submission can be very hard for men to wrap their minds around, because it's taking a weaker position. And by men, I kind of broadly refer to anyone that was brought up within the framework of being a man in childhood. It's very common to be brought up with this mindset of weakness is not acceptable. That you can't cry, you can't show emotion, you can't be soft and gentle, you have to be aggressive type A alpha personality all the time. Do I look like a beta to you? It's absolutely stereotypical. If your partner in this situation, and I want to apologize for not being able to address this in the framework of mythical beasts, but I couldn't figure out how to navigate calling people mythical beasts for this specific scenario. Big if, your partner enjoys the acts of submission, the physical activities that go along with submission, whatever those are to you guys. But when you call it submission, it bothers them. Then they're viewing submission as a threat to their masculinity. And when there's a threat to the masculinity, there are all kinds of psychological implications that sort of waterfall down from that. So we have to reaffirm to them that they're not having their masculinity threatened. There is no threat to their authority. As a counterexample, I like to use dominant personality, like myself. I don't enjoy the physical acts of submission. None of them. Whether they are the ones that are physically unpleasant or just socially awkward, I don't like any of them. That's not my thing. They're unpleasant to me. But I enjoy the process of submitting. I enjoy submitting to my partner. Specifically the one partner. That's my one top. That's it. I specifically enjoy submitting to my partner because I like that I'm giving them that power over me. And I understand that it's not a threat to my power and authority as the dominant. There is nothing about being submissive that says that you are weak, that says that you are any less capable of being dominant. It's a voluntary choice to lower yourself into that position. It takes an incredibly strong mind to be a sub and to submit oneself. Men are raised in a culture that tells them that to take the submissive role is to be a failure. It's to be inferior, to be less than. It takes a lot of introspection, a lot of looking deep inside yourself, but also a lot of information and education, and a willingness to grow, to improve for a man, or really anybody, but specifically someone that's in that trap of that framework, to understand and accept that domination and submission don't say anything about you as a human. Just because you're the dominant person in your particular relationship doesn't mean that you're a powerful person in the world. Just because you're the submissive person in your relationship doesn't mean that you are a powerless person in the world. These things are completely unrelated to how we walk in the world. There may be some overlap that is coincidental, and that's it. It is not a given. So how do we deal with this? If it's really important to you to dominate your partner, and your partner enjoys the acts of being dominated, of submitting, but they struggle with the idea of submitting, reassure them that you don't think less of them for submitting. Reassure them that they are still valid, that they are still okay, that they are still worthy of respect, that their boundaries are still respected, that they're still valid as human beings. Everyone needs that at the end of a scene. Everyone needs that when it comes to domination and submission. But especially the people that think that being submissive means losing, means failure. They need to be reassured that no, it doesn't. That's all I wanted to say about that, guys. Make sure that you're treating your submissive partners with respect, with validation, letting them know that they are not less than you because they submit, that they are still equal with you, and that those two things do not change how you move with each other, and they do not change how you move socially and in the world. Have a great week, guys. I will hopefully be on time next week.